Hi, this is Izzy, Women of Truth International Forum. I hope this video will not really be dark. I have taken time to listen to these hopeless idiots that happened, the incident that happened in France. The stupid man that think he has anything to do with what he has done. All the videos that he has been explaining, hopeless idiots. Because when we say some of these things, it looks as if you don't want to respect men. Respect which men? Which men do you respect? A control freak, that's who you respect? A control freak, Abby? A man that want to control you. And that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. Everything that they do, they want to control you. It's overwhelming. It's something that I don't even know where to begin from. Like I said, it's really, it's funny. It's just, I hope my video won't be so dark. It's just unfortunate experience that beautiful girl like that lady met a person like that. You know, it happens though. You know, most of these hopeless men, they marry beautiful ladies. They marry real pretty ladies, beautiful ladies who are so pretty. You know, they marry them. And you would think it's just one of those things. Look at that girl. With all that girl has. Look at how pretty she is. Look at how ugly that man is. When we talk about some of these things, it looks as if we are just we are saying somebody brought an ugly man. Look at how ugly that man is. Compare that man with that girl. The whole world. I want you people to compare this man with this girl that he killed. Look at how ugly that man is. Look at us. A man will want to come and destroy you because of insecurity. Because of him not being able. Like I said, mother-in-laws, you guys are not training your sons. You're not. When we say it, you look as if we are just talking. We're not just talking. Nobody's just talking about these things. You guys are not talking. You're not training your sons. If you train your son very well, why would your son behave like this? This one is no longer witchcraft from Nigeria or from Africa. This one, tell me who is still pursuing him, even in this Western culture, that he had to do such a stupid thing like that without thinking. Without thinking. What kind of money are they even sending to you people in Nigeria? That you people don't want to sit and think. What kind of money are they sending to you people in Nigeria? What kind of money? What kind of money are they sending to you? Yes, they're sending you money that you will not be able to tell yourself, no, this money that they are sending to me, how is this money coming? How are they even making this money? What is going on with this girl and the children? They are sending you money in Nigeria. Look at the stupid video, that idiot, that hooligan. I don't know who has that man. And you know there are millions of them like that, called men. You come and sleep with a woman, she will open her leg for you and bring a child. And you think you have something. You think you have any reason to leave that girl in that condition you left her. Why can't you leave people better than you met them? That's my ideology. Like I said, I always used to beg Paul. I said, Paul, if you want to go, go. It's not a big deal. And I meant it. You know what Paul would tell me? Paul will tell me, oh, I should leave everything for you. I said, what and what? Paul, what and what have you given me in this life that you think you will not live for me? What and what? That's what Paul used to. Oh, I should leave everything for you. And I will be laughing. I said, Paul, what and what? Like I said, once that I went to the courts, Paul Udomokoha, because I thought the judge would have just allowed me to prove the evidences that I had. Paul was supposed to be in jail. In fact, he would not even be working as a nurse because I have all those evidences. Yes, because I told him, I said, eventually you're going to be the one to bring out yourself. I told Paul, I told him, I said, listen, you know one thing? I'm not going to be the one that will bring you, Paul, out. I told Paul that. I said, eventually, you are going to be the one that will bring yourself out. And he thought I was playing. I said, let me tell you something. I am a covenant person, and I mean it. I'm a covenant woman. Like I said, there's a way I'm relating with God. And there's a way God gives me the grace. It is the grace of God that made me to go through what Paul did with me. I would have been dead. I should have been. There's no reason why I should be alive today. I told him, I said, look, you will be the one to bring out yourself. You will be the one to bring out yourself, Paul Udoma. Because this is not how a man should be behaving towards a woman that has suffered for him. Look at that idiot talking about how the girl suffered with him. It's usually that way. You met them with nothing. They want to destroy you. It's not like you met this man. They were they're already mad. Oh, you met them. They've made all this money. Look, everything is there. You met them. A simple woman. Look at a girl going to borrow wig to put on her head. You know what that man will do? That man will make up story that he has been buying everything. That's exactly Paul Udoma. In fact, when we are going out, Paul will tell me, you know how to dress. You know how to dress. Please make sure you dress well. You know, those things Paul is telling me, make sure you dress well. He did not buy them. Because he feels ashamed. I'm not playing. I am saying the truth, nothing but the truth. And because of the grace that God gave me, because of the articulate, because of the figure, the shape, you can now see who I am. You can see my figure. That's why I'm dressing the way I'm dressing, so that the world will see my figure. You can see how I look. I'm not kidding. This is after 10 children. I'm looking this way. He will beg me. He said, please, I want you to dress well. You know, I'm telling you. Because when you tell Paul, there's a way to handle money. You need to be giving me allowance for this. He will tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. After all these things we are suffering, so that you and the children will be good. Everything that I ever initiated to do on this planet Earth, Paul told me that was not the time that he wanted me to start doing it. Even when I was in Africa, Paul was giving me 300 naira then. When other women were collecting 10,000 naira, 15. Women who had just one child. Paul will give me 300 naira. I will not open my mouth to talk. Remember, he was involving himself in all these projects that I keep counting. So when I started selling that clothing that I was selling in Africa, it wasn't Paul that initiated it. I initiated it by myself. Because I said, who am I going to be telling? In fact, who am I even going to beg? I don't know how to beg. I've never begged in my entire life. I don't know how to beg. Who am I going to be begging? Who am I going to be begging? Say, please, give me this. I'm married. Who am I even going to tell my story? That eventually I rejected everybody from my community who wanted to marry me the way they wanted to marry me. And eventually I end up with a man. Don't forget that Paul Uduma's family, they were like the money that I should be giving to them. Sometimes I was asking myself, I say, what kind of a family is this? What kind of a ritualistic family is this? Sometimes I will go hungry. I will go and borrow money and give them. Cost family. Yes, I'm saying it. And that's exactly the kind of initiation that African family initiate their children. How can it go well? Yeah, he has killed that lady. But absolutely, he's going to be killed. They will get him. He's going to be killed. I wish they can chop his body in pieces the way he chopped the body of that girl. Because you need to leave everybody better than you met them. Leave everybody better than you met them. This ideology, I'm a man, you must respect me, you must do everything. These things are wrong. We owe each other respect. Nobody's more important than the other. You see, this entitlement of property over a woman, it has to be abolished. Nigeria, more especially in the Nigeria community. It has to be abolished. Because I find out that there's no end to it. After how many years this has lasted? And it's just bringing up his head in a different dimension. This video that I'm doing, I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. Mother-in-laws, train your son. Sister-in-law, go and find out what is wrong with your brother. Your brother is sick. Go and train him. Go and train him. If I wanna dance, why would you ask me where I'm dancing? If I wanna go, why would you ask me where I'm going? If I wanna dance, why would you ask me where I'm dancing? If I wanna go, why would you ask me where I'm going? If I wanna dance, why would you ask me why I'm dancing? If I wanna go, why would you ask me why I'm going? Just let me to go. Why would you ask me why? Yeah, if I wanna go, how would you ask me why I'm? Listen, these traditions need to change because the truth is that our men are not responsible. In fact, when you even see them on the streets with their wives and see the level of control and see the level of manipulation, you pity for African women. When an African woman is walking with her husband, he will be walking like, oh, don't ever turn your head. Who is that? That woman will spoil your family. It's a lie. And every family should begin to draw a covenanted contract before you release your girls. Tell a man that is coming to marry your girls, if anything happens to my child, I'm not just going to collect one head. I'm going to collect you and more from your family. These narratives has to change. Otherwise, people will not sit up. Because when they do this, they have reason why they do it. And there is no reason why any man should treat any person's child unfairly. I can't even talk about what Paul Uduma and his family did to me. And Paul Uduma will have the guts to say, you don't have anybody that will talk for you. Let me see who will lever. You can imagine such a ritualistic way of doing things. Who gave somebody that kind of guts? Who gave you that audacity to think you can treat somebody like that? Who gave you that audacity? If I wanna go, I will do anything where I'm going. If I wanna go, I will do anything where I'm going. Yeah? If I wanna dance, I will do it. Look, just look at me. I should have been a dead person today. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. And somebody is still somewhere whining their mouth. Because you don't know that you are cursed. You are. You are. To my entire life, forever how many years I've been alive, I've never celebrated with anybody's property or with anybody's thing. I told my mother it's not going to happen. There is no relation of us that is married that I even challenge their... No, I don't do that. I'm to myself. If you give me, fine. You don't give me, fine. So why would women be going through what they are going through in Africa? Why? If I wanna dance, why would you ask me why I'm dancing? If I wanna go, why would you ask me why I'm going? If I wanna go, why would you ask me why I'm going? If I wanna dance, why would you ask me why I'm dancing? This is Women of Truth International Forum. I need the whole world to subscribe to this video. A Nigerian man chopped the wife like soya meat and packed in the house. All those things he was not doing, he started doing it. That's why when Paul Uduma was talking about 50-50, I said, you must be crazy. God told me which 50-50. God said, isn't it for all the time you've taken care of these children, has Paul ever come to sit down to do 50-50? Look, you need to know God. God said, listen, isn't it? You need to sit down. You know what this, you know the evil this man has committed? You know the evil that Paul Uduma and his family has committed? 50-50. My dear, families are funny. I don't care the entitlement that you think your family is carrying. There is no family that is carrying entitlement that when you marry a woman, is that family that is automatically taking care of that woman. It's a lie. I don't care. Because Nigerians are so stupid. Abengowe family is so rich. Adora family, you see the kind of money that they have. And so what? Whoever that has money, even in that family where all of you came from, whoever that has money in that family, everybody know very well that that family that all of you came from, whoever that has money in that family is having it on their own. They're having it on their own. Nigerians keep dancing on another person's glory. Even if you're from the same mother, you are having this glory that does not work. That person can never come and leave his family automatically and begin to take care of yourself. This is just a family name that people own. Most of the people that are related to Dangote doesn't even benefit any money from Dangote. These things are true. When you marry a man and begin to suffer, instead of the family to shut up and love you and say, you know what? My son, don't play with this woman. They begin to wind their mouth. I remember when one of them told me, she is husband. She has to marry husband. And I say, eh? I said, see this one. Oh. You think you're playing with because I came and humble myself. I will go and fry Gary for your mother. Sweep her dirty kitchen, wash her dirty pots. Clean everything that this woman left dirty. When the stress of life accumulated me, I could not even do those things for myself because I was alone. Nobody to help. No house help. Nobody. I couldn't even do it for myself. Yet I did it for another person that did not even appreciate it. You're telling me the cook and bull story? And a woman will have the guts and open her mouth online? I said because she did this or that, that's why she was treated that way. They better treat your mother and your elder sisters that way. And may they also treat you that way. Because you are not the best woman wherever you are staying and sharpening your mouth. You are not. I know African women. I know the way they behave. They destroy another woman. When they go back inside, they do worse things. The same thing with our men. If I wanna go, how would you think I am going? If I wanna go, how would you think I am going? If I wanna go, how would you think I am going? If I wanna go, how would you think I am going? Yes. That girl has died. Your brother will die. Forget about the children. Shall we talk about, forget about the children. Doesn't matter what happens to them. That girl has already died. all the African mothers and sister-in-laws, you better go and sit inside of your house and shut up your mouth. Take robe and tie your mouth. You don't know what ladies that are abroad, you don't know the kind of suffering that all of us are suffering. If I wanna get, would you ask me why I'm going? If I wanna get, would you ask me why I'm going? If I wanna get, would you ask me why I'm going? If I wanna get, would you ask me why I'm going? Texas, where are we? Would you ask us where I'm going? And I lost where are we? Would you ask us where I'm going? America, where are we? And would you ask us where are we? Where are we now? And would you ask us where are we? God help us, and would you ask us where are we? If I wanna go, how would you ask me where I'm going? Hi, this is Izzy, Women of Truth International Forum. I need you to subscribe to this video. I'm so overwhelmed, but at the same time, I'm thanking God. But you know what? My sister was also sacrificed sometimes how many years ago? And that is why I am crying. Like I said, that is why I felt nobody should tell my story. I should be the one telling my story. And I'm reaching out to the whole world. Women, stop. Don't allow a man bring you to that level. I beg you, there are many things to be done. There are many things to be done. Reach out. Reach out. Even forget about African community. Reach out to other communities. There must always be a way. But at the same time, if you're a woman and you're not happy in your husband's house, I'm not playing. These things has to be deeper than what we are saying. Because after saying this thing, we just touch it on a periphery. And you know what? These men reinforce and they do worse. Because that's what they're doing. We need to begin to ask ourselves, how are we going to take care of this problem? We need to take care of this problem in abroad. Like I said, this one that we even say women should leave. African community is so quick in the way that they are doing things. It's difficult for women to leave. It's difficult. Even when you leave, a fellow woman will tell you, my husband say you should not come into our house again. I'm not playing. From Africa, from Nigeria. My husband say you should not come to our house again. I'm so sorry. Because of God's stupid ideology. And maybe that's a woman you even ran to say, look, oh, let me confide in you a little bit, though. That woman will throw you on the floor. And so you are left with nothing. Abroad, it's difficult for them to help African women. It is difficult. It is difficult. I am telling you people the truth. It is difficult. Because we have not strategized the way we should be able to be doing this thing so that we'll be able to build a safe havens for ourselves in abroad. We don't have any community like that. You see, all of the women wings, all those things are bullshit. I am telling you. It's just like women of the same grade. If they have home health, they have home health together. I am telling you, if they are nurses together. Africans lack the ability to be able to take care of their community, more especially when they think you're not on their level. Africans lack that ability. They don't have it. And so when you're talking about an Africans to be able to take care of a thing like that, or you're telling a woman leave, where is she gonna live to? Where do you want that woman to live to? Where? Where do you want this woman to live to? Where is she gonna live? Who? Where will she live with those 3 children? Where? Where will she live with those 3 children? I'm telling you people the truth. Look, if you have 1 child, maybe it's easy. If you don't have a child, far much more easier. If you're just maybe an acquaintance, easy. If you have labored with a man and put all of your eggs in one basket, where do you live to? Everybody that is saying leave, tell me where you live to. You leave? And leave those children? Or carry those children to where? You know what Paul said? Paul said, instead of them to give me my children, that they should adopt those children. I was just laughing. No problem, I did nothing. Yeah, that's what he said. I did nothing. So there's just a whole lot going on that people need to pick themselves back and begin to stand on their feet. We need to stop playing with these riffraffs. Yes, they are. You know how much you're putting in? You know how much you're putting in? I mean, commensurately, you can never compete with what a woman is putting in a relationship. You cannot. You cannot. I don't care what people are telling me about women. It's women who, it's nurses that pay people for them to have sex with them. A woman can stay without sex and be happy. I am saying this with evidence, with a proof. So what are we talking about? Where did we get this ideology? If I wanna go, where would you want me to go? Bye bye. If I wanna leave, how would you let me go? If you wanna go, pack your things and leave. JJ, if you wanna go, leave me the way you made me better. If I wanna go, how would you let me go? If I wanna go, how would you let me where I'm going? My sister, this has been a generational thing. Like I said, it's not just in Africa. This problem is not just in Africa. It's a worldwide thing. In fact, in America, people kill people every day. Yes. Boyfriend, spouse will leave every day. In a day, you might get about 10. I'm not playing domestic violence. And so something has to do across the world for men to begin to know that there are things that if it ever happens, your family included will be involved in it. Nobody's going to set you free. So don't think you're going to go free. And so even before you think about doing it, you know that even if you have father, your father and your mother will be involved in it. Yes. We have to go across the board about the law that has to take care of these things. It shouldn't be business anymore. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. How long will we continue with this? How long? How long? There is no man that is not a narcissistic man. I've said this in my video. Every man has an atom of selfishness, man and woman. There is no man that is not a narcissistic man, even women. But the only thing that makes you is for you to have the ability to say, you know what? I am going to do things differently from where I'm coming from. That's why I tell Africans, what are we talking about tradition? What tradition are we practicing? Look at how the mouth of that young man is sharpening. What the girl made her to do. Who made you to do what? An idiot like you. Who made you to do what? Are you stupid? A hooligan like you. Who made you to do what? Who made you to carry somebody's daughter and cut her in bits and chop her as a soya? Who made you? It's your insecurity. Nobody raised you. You're coming from a cursed background. I'm not playing. You don't have integrity. Low self-esteem. You think it's another person that is your problem. Nobody is your problem. Everybody that I laugh with, Paul will go and find. In fact, Paul will go at my back and begin to befriend that person. That's how Paul told Jody to write a letter to God, Pastor Godwin Ibekwe in Port Harcourt, to give him the go-ahead to divorce me. You see the level of low self-esteem. Do you even need to tell somebody if you want to walk away, walk away? You need to tell somebody. You don't need to. The day you met me, you didn't go and tell somebody the day you met me. No. The day you met me, you were begging me, licking my ass, begging me, writing letter almost every day. Paul Ekuduma, you didn't go and beg anybody to come and do it for you. So how come? If you wanna go, why won't you leave me? Go, 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 go. If you wanna go, I want you to leave me, go, 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 go. America, hear my voice. Please leave me, go, 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 go. America, hear my voice. Please leave me, go, 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 go. If you wanna go, I want you to leave me when I'm going. If you wanna go, I want to leave me go, 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 go. If you wanna go, I want to leave me go, 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 go. If you wanna go, I want to leave me go, go, go. If you wanna go, I want to leave me go, 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 go. If you wanna go, I want to leave me go, go, go. I want to leave me go. Look at the girl that a man will intimidate. Do you know, if it is not a distraction of Paul Uduma, there is no a level of whatever I wanted to do in this life that I would not have done. When you beg Paul Uduma, all the money we are making, let's use it to buy land and property. Paul Uduma would tell me, that's not what I want to do now. Paul, the whole pick and pull in America has our billions of dollars that we suffered in home health. His money, my money. I have all of the evidences. And you will be somewhere talking about your brother as if your brother is anything to write home about. I will put my hand on my head, I will cry, I say, God, how did I get this far? And God will tell me no. Even if I want to do it in my own little way, Paul Uduma will frustrate me. He will frustrate me and tell me, after all, it's only what he says that will work. Go and see what he forged in the divorce paper. That I bought land $50,000. I bought this $50,000. Where do you get $50,000 in Nigeria? If I wanna go, if I wanna go, so will you love me where I'm going? If I wanna go, so will you love me where I'm going? If I wanna go, so will you love me where I'm going? If I wanna go, so will you love me where I'm going? If I wanna go, why would you love me where I'm going? Look at me and tell me, a woman that has suffered the much I suffered, I'm looking this way. If I was married to a man that appreciated who I am and that knows my value, tell me how I would have been looking. Tell me how I would have been looking. Look at me. Look at me. Tell me how I would have been looking. Look at me. Just look at me. Tell me how I would have been looking. This is me. Yeah. Women, everybody need to shut up. Support a fellow woman. Hey, because you did not have career, it's a lie. I met a surgeon, a therapist. In fact, she has read about four core major subjects. When she opened her mouth about what a man did, now from Africa, you will run away. So who gave us this ability to still take men for who we think they should be? Who gave us? Why should we? Why should we treat men the way we are treating them? Why should we not begin to sign, if this doesn't happen, if this doesn't happen, I'm not going to live with you. They are still deceiving us. Every woman that hears my voice, you need to sit up. Young girls, teenagers, Nigerian churches, you people should stop deceiving these young girls. That's how we were deceived. That's how I was deceived. Everything Paul did it under the auspices of born again and church. Like I used to tell him, I said, Paul, if you take away God between me and you know there are too many things you will not do. Look at me very well. You've already achieved it. Because I've given you the loyalty through Christ. Okay? I gave it to you. I gave you the loyalty you did not deserve. I taught my children to respect a man that does not require discipline. So when people are talking, Don't tell children about their father. I tell people, please shut up. You do not know what women are going through. If I were a girl, I wouldn't ask you. If I were a girl, I wouldn't ask you. So I want you to subscribe to this video. Women of Truth International Forum. Please, I beg you to subscribe to this video. Leave a woman better than you met her. You see, women, leave them better than you met her. No woman deserves to die for a man. It should never happen. It should never happen. Enough is enough. I've been saying this. Enough is enough. There's nothing wrong about you going. Take your back and walk away. All these are broad nonsense that is making me... You left Africa to come here. And you came here. You think a woman is the one that is going to make you, which we are suffering for you people. And you still don't want to value her. Well, what is the big deal? Why do you want to torture her until you kill her? Why? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do that? You see the way Paul Uduma used to beat my children. I took Paul Uduma one day to a restaurant. Hear this story. False restaurants. I told her, Paul, I want to date you. Oh, I have a sense of humor. I told her, Paul, I want to date you today because some of these things is hardly done. Oh. While I was struggling with this man, all these things we were doing. Oh, Patty, how are we gonna manage to do this? Patty, we're going to save this $50,000 US. I'm going to use it. That is all Paul did with me. Yes. So one of these days, I told Paul, I want to date you, Paul. I took this man to Force restaurant. It's a kind of buffet. So when I went in there, of course, he didn't know what was in my heart. I asked them, I told him I was going to pay for the food. I mean, he was so a little bit uncomfortable. Because I know that even if I tell him that in the bedroom, even if Paul has finished having sex with me, the next 5 seconds that I say, Paul, please, this is what I want to tell you, he will tell me I cannot do that. Listen very well. I took him to Force. Was laughing. Oh, you need to be with me. Look, if you're around me, hey, I wonder what you will want in life. The sense of humor. I look beautiful. I have beautiful shape. I am a queen. When I say it, I mean it. So I took Paul to this restaurant. So they served us food. You know what I did? I got up. You didn't know what I was doing. Remember, the restaurant was full. That was a kind of lunch period. That restaurant was full. And where I selected was in the middle where everybody around us would be seeing us. You know what I did? I knelt down before the crowd of Dallas. I was begging Paul Uduma. I was begging, I was crying. I said, you see today, let him mark the last day you will beat my children the way you are beating them, Paul. You are tearing my flesh in pieces. Paul, you're reminding me of the things I begged you. I said I should never see a trace of them. I was crying shady tears in the public, in the restaurant. Paul was so confused, he didn't know what to do. In fact, there's a way he behaves. He put his hand in his teeth like this. I'm talking about a wicked man. He will put his hand in the teeth like this. He will be biting it. He will be thinking about what to do. So he put his hand in the teeth. He didn't know what to do. He said, okay, get up. I said, no, I want to finish. Because that's why I actually brought you here. Paul, I beg you, don't ever beat my children the way you are beating them. I'm not saying you should not discipline these children, Paul. But the way and manner you do it, I don't approve of it. Okay? I don't approve of it. These are women that are going to go through the stages of womanhood. You don't know the stages of womanhood. And Paul, the way I gave myself to you, there are too many things you don't still know about women. Because I have gone through all the shocks. I go through all the pain. I hide them. I go through them. I don't let you know. I don't want it to disturb you in any way. I carry them alone. And you don't understand what a womanhood is. But I'm telling you, as a woman, I know that these girls have stages that they will go through. Stop beating them that way. However, Paul, any day you try beating my children the way I have seen you beat them, look at Precious's back, bleeding. I have the pictures. Paul, I'm not going to beg you about this matter anymore. I have sealed it today, and that's it. That's it, sir. It's not going to happen anymore. You know what Paul told me after tears was gushing down my cheeks and my eyes? A born again, a marriage book writer. That's why I tell you, look, you see all of these pastors, this person is preaching this. My dear, if you're not close to somebody and see how practical they are living their life, forget about that. I got up. I told him we can now eat. In fact, he couldn't even eat that day. You know what Paul responded to me? Paul told me, called me. There's a name he called me. I don't want to answer that name. He said, I can never promise you that I will not beat these children again. I said, okay, Paul, any day you beat these children again, like what you've done, that I have the evidences. Paul, this thing is not a matter of calling police and all that. I'm not going to get into all those bullshit. Now, I'm not going to get into all those bullshit. Enough is enough. If you don't know I've had enough from your parents and from you that pretentiously came and deceived me and made me to accept your hand in marriage, and it all turned out that you were not actually who you said you were going to be. I'm not against you walking yourself to a point where things will be okay. I'm against the adamantness of you telling me I cannot stop doing this when you know those things are going to affect me. The future of me and these children are at risk, Paul, financially. You tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. Paul, the way you're handling money is not that way. Let me handle our money just for 6 months. I cannot do that. Paul, this control is too... I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not controlling you. But Paul eventually opened his mouth and said, because I cannot control you anymore, I cannot live with you in the same house. I said, Paul, so you've been controlling me. All these things you have been denying for how many years? So it's true that all the things I was saying, you were controlling me. If I wanna go, how will you let me when I'm going? If I wanna go, why would you let me when I'm going? If I wanna stay, why wouldn't allow me just to stay? If I wanna go, why would you let me when I'm going? Everything I suffered for in America, Paul collected all of them from me. All of them. Even the storages where I had things, Paul connived with them. They took all of them. I don't know how to tell my story. That I'm alive is God. I don't know how it has happened, that I'm alive. And so women, I am out here to tell you people that there are ways we can do these things. There are ways. And that's what I'm asking God to help us to keep pushing. We need to push. Because if we get to that level, all of this bullshit will stop. Because we need to be saved. We need to love one another. Women, shut up your mouth. Zip it. You don't know what every woman is going through in their house. You don't have a clue. You do not have a clue. And Paul told me he will not stop beating my children the way he usually beats them. But one of those wonderful days, he wanted to try it again. I told him, Paul, there's no much ado about this. I don't have time to tell you stop or don't stop. If you touch this girl, Paul, you will not like what you see. Right now, I'm not going to tell you don't beat her, but touch her, let me see. I've finished with you. I've told you everything. Paul, you kept me in this condition because I decided to obey you. You've done everything. I'm not playing. There are just too many things I have not opened my mouth to say. And after that, he will come and start begging me. I'm not playing. He will go and buy card. He will go and buy flowers. I'll tell him, Paul, you know I'm not a flower person. Look, all these things doesn't fascinate me. I'm a very practical person. I deal with truths and practical action. I told you I was not a traditional woman. I don't do anything in any way traditions do things. I told you that. I told you I was a very real woman. And I didn't mix up words when I was talking to you. I thought you should have understood this by now. Don't treat my children the way you are treating them. Even after he said he went to the courts and got custody of these children, listen very well. Let me tell you the truth. Paul will beat Precious as if Precious is a slave. And because at the time he went and now got an apartment, you know, like I said, our money is the one controlling it. So even if Paul was spending $20,000 for rent, it didn't mean anything. We were making the money. He was the one controlling it. So he was just spending this money, renting this, was spending that money. So he went and rented an apartment when he was working on how he's gonna push me out from the house. I left Paul in everything. Paul would beat Precious and carry Precious and come and drop. You call Child Protective Services will do nothing. So when people are talking, look, I know that some of these things you people are talking is your career. There's some things that they have taught you people. These things in the real practical life, they are not functioning that way. Paul will beat Precious. I mean, somebody that has taken custody, you want to. Paul could not even live with. In fact, I allowed these children. Paul will fight with Blessing. Paul will fight with Faith. Paul will tell Blessing, you're not going to stay with me. You better go and meet your mom. At a time, these children did not know what else to do. I was just watching. I say, aha! This is divorce, Abby. Divorce. I was laughing. And that was exactly the same time they raped my daughter. And there's nothing I could have done. There was no time to talk to a stupid man than to face my daughter. Because she has a lot of challenges. This one has a lot of challenges. That was the one that I was unconscious in their father's house. 3-4 months of pregnancy after wedding. It was Favor. And so there's a whole lot of things that happened to Favor. All of those experiences that I went through. I was not even eating until I gave birth to Favor. Because we had no money. I would go to Port Harcourt, Borokiri Market, go and buy fish to come and sell to feed Paul Uduma. And you say you call yourself a sister-in-law to open your dirty mouth to talk. Who are you talking to? You know the shame? Nigerians say pidgin English, you know the shame to talk to this queen that came to suffer for you, right? If I wanna go, I will go. If I wanna go, my dear, nobody has heard my story. You see, this woman that died, if she was alive to tell her story, you will not believe it. African women go through this. Not just African women. It's a world thing. Because of the way women were projected. Women were projected to be nothing, slaves. And like I said, not just Africa. Even in the Bible. Even in the Quran. So we are just beginning to take our place back. And we are taking it already. We'll take it. So every woman should sit up. See all this you're doing, pretending. As if you're marrying. You're deceiving yourself. You need to spell out. Before even you marry anybody, you need to sign prenups. I'm not playing. You need to sign prenups. So whatever you're doing, keep it to yourself. Wherever you want to go, pick your bag and go. Yes, enough is enough. I mean, if it is before that our men used to, maybe somehow, I don't know. It was the tradition anyway. Because I don't even think those things are applying anymore. Okay? Before. Because now, do you know how much women are laboring to make money? You know how much we suffer? Wow. You better know. You better know. Because this thing is not cock and books. I don't know how many women are sitting there in the house and their husband is giving them money. I don't know. Me from Nigeria. I was never sitting there and Paul was giving me money. I was the one giving Paul. I'm not playing. Because if a man gives you 1,000 naira and all of a sudden he tell you, please borrow me 5,000, I'll give it back. He never gave you back. Who is giving the order? My Paul will tell me, Ojoge, me carrier. You know I will give it back to you. He will not give back. Every project he will say, I have, these things I have document. Every money, I'm going to channel it. Patsy will channel everything towards this project. And he will always say, my project. And one of those days I told him, Paul, my is a demonic idolatry. You see, anytime you're dealing with anybody, the person is personalizing everything. That person is a demon. In the real sense, nobody owns anything in this life. Am I right? Nobody. Nobody owns anything. We are just a custodian. We are just opportuned for God to give us the privilege to own whatever we think we. Even our children, we don't own them. You don't own your husband. Your husband does not own you. Which God just give us a little privilege to be able to find ourselves in the circle of where we find ourselves. And little blessings will begin to come. And we forget that it was not our making. How come? How could it be that you don't know that there is someone that helped you this far? How can it be that you don't know someone has given to you? Why are you so wicked? How can you be that you don't? That there is someone who gave you a. Can it be that you don't know? Someone just gave to you. This is my beautiful body now that I'm flaunting. Admiring, sexy body. Then I will now say, God, why did you give me this kind of sexy body? Then every man will begin to have sex with me every now and then. Is that not foolishness? That's what we do, even with money. I have a beautiful body. I know that. Honestly speaking, there is no man that I pass on the road that doesn't tell me, please, can I know you? I'm not playing. Even when I wear free, that is maternity. Because sometimes I will just, you see the way I will dress, you will not believe it's me. Men will be stopping me, I will be laughing. You think God gave me this body for me to become a whore? Ashawo, Abi? Like I was giving Paul, Abi? Gave him something he did not deserve. I gave him this body, he did not deserve it. Yes, nah. Yes. Something that how many people are looking for. Yes, I know people are looking for a husband. Let them go and marry Paul. And give Paul what I gave to Paul. Yes. All these women that I over there making all the noise. They're giving you $1, you're changing, you're collecting. You don't know that another woman suffered for it. It's coming back. How can it be that you don't know that there is someone watching? How can it be that you don't know someone is watching? You better ask some question. How can it be that you don't? Oh, that there is someone is. How can it be that you don't know that someone gave to you? Look, men need to be careful. I'm not kidding. There are some of them when I see them